so it doesn't make sense to me why a union would fight basically for a worker's right, equal pay. That's usually the main purpose of a union. If they're fighting for equal pay, then why is it that your pay ain't equal with the rest of us across the board? Because the carriers get V time.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody underneath the APWU gets V time.
Correct.
No, but the ones that work in the plant, you guys are the only ones that don't get V time. So what's up with your union?
I am the tiger, man, the edge. And now you gotta get it back. And the way to get it back is to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH, and this is part 2349, whatever it is. Thank you for coming to visit me again. I had some unfinished business with you. Unfinished business. Miss K, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm swell. Okay, to some. So I'm gonna just go through a couple questions. Nothing the same that was on the original one. Do you think you want to chat with me for a second? I got some questions that I jotted down from a couple of my viewers, and hopefully you can give me some answers.
Hopefully I can.
Hopefully. So, for those that didn't see the first video, Miss K is a union representative. What do you call yourself? Shop steward?
Shop steward, yeah.
Shop steward, okay. And you represent what?
Mail handlers.
Mail handlers? You think mail handlers get paid enough?
No.
Why not?
It's a lot of physical back-breaking work. Clerks get paid more money than we do because they claim it's automated. That's the difference between their pay and our pay. But we do a lot of physical labor throughout the day, more so than a clerk would do. So why should we get paid the same, if not a little bit more?
What's the union doing to help with the lower pay for your craft?
I don't even damn know. Honestly, I don't. I don't think that's a priority.
Well, people come to work to primarily get paid.
Yes.
That sounds like a cop-out answer to me.
Okay, well, let's go back to this. A couple of years ago, they did a contract negotiation like they always do.
Okay.
And we voted out, this is before I got into the union, V time.
What is V time for those that don't know?
So if you're a clerk, when you go over a certain amount of hours, you do your overtime, you get V time. Mail handlers got the same amount of time. We got V time.
Oh, you did at one
Yes,
point?
we did.
Oh.
So I think it was maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. No, probably 10, 11 years ago. I think they got rid of V time. Because when I came in, V time was gone.
Okay.
So if you were doing your 8 hours and then you did overtime and then you went into your V time, your checks were lovely.
Lovely.
But they got rid of V time. Clerks still have V time, but we don't.
Okay, so it doesn't make sense to me why a union would fight basically for a worker's right, equal pay. That's usually the main purpose of a union. If they're fighting for equal pay, then why is it that your pay ain't equal with the rest of us across the board? Because the carriers get V time.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody underneath the APWU gets V time.
Correct.
The ones that work in the plant, you guys are the only ones that don't get V time. So what's up with your union?
I think they were way more concerned with trying to get other things into the contract.
Such as what? Because it doesn't sound like anything's good.
I don't fucking know. Because I don't see anything that is comprehensible to us not having V time. It seems like they're doing more and more to give MHAs rights, which they should have.
Okay.
But honestly, when they decided to give them paid holiday and sick and shit, nah. What the hell you need paid holidays and sick for? You are an assistant. You're here to assist. You get those things when you become a regular. That's what I feel. I came in, I didn't get paid for holidays.
I don't think they get paid sick pay.
No, they don't get paid sick pay, but they can accrue more annual.
Right.
And they get paid for 6 holidays.
Correct.
I did not.
Okay. So you still kind of veered off the question. What are you guys doing to get you equal pay?
To my knowledge, nothing. I've seen nothing. As a matter of fact, right now I think we're having contract negotiations, and I have seen nothing in there except for our regular increase that we get. I've seen nothing about reintroducing back V time
Okay.
at all, period.
So who does somebody need to see? Because if I was joining that union and I was talking to my buddy that was part of the processing clerks, I talked to my buddy that was fixing the machines, I talked to my buddy that's a truck driver, I talked to my buddy that's cleaning toilets, and then I talked to somebody in the mail handler crew. What's good about mail handling if I can't even get paid the same and I'm doing more physical labor than somebody standing at a machine?
Now, the only good thing is that we have unlimited overtime.
That means I gotta work more.
Exactly. That is the only, out of any craft, we are not limited to our overtime.
Yeah, but that means I gotta do more physical labor, period. I'm
Correct.
already doing more physical
You're right.
labor. So I gotta be on my feet, and I still have to do more physical labor just because we have unlimited overtime. Until they say...
Without V time.
Without V time. But until they say, hey, there's not enough work, sorry, you guys got only 6 hours for the day.
We get our 8.
Yeah, but that's because you're a male handler. We're talking about the
MHAs.
MHAs.
Yeah. Or they let them go since they're on the 360. They don't need them. They'll release them.
So, again, back to you being the union rep, and I'm only talking for my people because they ask me these questions. What's the perk with working as a mail handler?
There is none. You have a job. It's security. Real talk. It's a job that's paying you way more than most people getting paid on the outside of working at the post office, unless you're working for FedEx or Amazon or UPS. And Amazon is nothing but slave labor, but so are we. But they're worse.
They're worse, huh?
They're worse. But there's no real, I mean, at this point, there is no real perk. If you're a clerk, if you're a mail handler, both unions are fucking weak and they're sorry. The clerk union, I've noticed, is particularly so weak.
No, we're not talking about them. Don't talk about...
I'm just saying.
I'm talking to you about what you
I'm
do.
just saying, having to deal with some of them, because I have clerks who actually come to me and ask me questions because they cannot go to their own union representatives because they don't either give a shit or they're not knowledgeable. And that's sad. You shouldn't have to go to another craft to ask somebody a question. But as far as the mail handling union, we just as sorry.
Just as sorry.
We're just as sorry. Honestly, we are.
So what so I come walk in there and I finally get my first day of orientation. You walk up to me and say, hey, sign up for the union. Why should I?
Job security. Job
You
security.
just said that they can let a mail handler assistant go.
An assistant, but we can still fight for you. There are mail handler assistants that they walked out that door that I brought back. If you in the union, I will bring you back.
So what type of grievances can you not handle?
I cannot handle stupid ass grievances,
Okay.
such as this person don't like you.
Okay.
This supervisor looking at you sideways.
Okay.
This supervisor standing at the time clock looking at you. That's not a grievance.
Okay.
That's part of your work
Environment.
related environment. That's just, it is what it is.
Is what it is.
If issues get a little too far that have to be handled outside of the building, we can assist. Those being if it's sexual harassment.
That was going to be my next one. So let me get to my next question. Is sexual harassment or discrimination a grievance or is it an EEO?
It's an EEO, but technically what can happen is that you would speak to your shop steward first. We would try to negotiate, navigate the field, and speak to a supervisor, MDO, whatever. But I would still give you the email address to contact and how to get in touch with filing an EEO.
Okay.
But, and in some cases, if you do get an EEO and they have mediation, you are allowed to have your shop steward in the EEO. We're there to observe. We don't ask any questions, but if you feel comfortable, you can request it and a shop steward can go into that EEO, that mediation with you.
Okay.
And we sit there, not to get out of hand. I have not done one, but other shop stewards have done it. So
Okay.
if you need that, you can ask for it.
Well, that's good. That was my next question. Is being changed from a tour to another tour a means for a grievance unless you're a career employee?
No. Your contract specifically states that you are MHA. You have no scheduled set time, no scheduled days off, and you have no set tour. If they come and move you and say, we need you on tour 1, it is what it is.
That goes for all assistants?
That goes for all of them. It is what it is.
That goes for postal support employees as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no set schedule. So if they want you for 6 hours one day and they want you 10 hours for another day, and you're an assistant or a postal support employee, can they do it?
Yeah.
And there's nothing that you can do.
I mean, you can voice your concern. Maybe you can't do it because maybe you have to go pick up your child or something, or it might be too early. But remember, you are an assistant. You have not converted. You're not a career employee.
Whose
So
responsibility is it to, I mean, do they have consideration when you have kids? Is that their business?
No. It's the post office. They could give a shit.
I think that's any job.
The post office is worse. I really think the post office.
I think that's just real life.
You're right,
I
but
think
it goes back to you when you apply for the position. Understand what you're applying for.
Understand.
You don't have a fucking life.
I believe with any type of courier craft, anytime you're in the courier world or you're definitely an essential employee, you kind of, your hours suck because it's a 24-hour operation because we're moving stuff around the world. The truck drivers, we move stuff around the world. They drive 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, including Christmas, including all holidays. Couriers, the mail constantly moving when people sleep. Somebody's moving that mail, including Christmas too. How many Christmases do you work?
3.
3. You've worked 3. You heard that? She worked 3 Christmases. Well, I can't work Christmas. I don't want. I just started 3 months ago, and I have my son's birthday in 2 weeks. Are they gonna let me off?
You might not get it off.
But my son's birthday party is more important.
Oh, it is? So then you may need to make a decision. Is your job more important to pay for his birthday party? Or is the birthday party more important and you move it to another day?
I have a vacation plan before I even started this job. You think they're gonna let me send a month and a half?
Most jobs are not going to let you take your vacation that you had planned before you got accepted for a job.
Say that one more time, please. Say it loud and proud because people don't seem to understand.
Most jobs will not allow you to take your vacation that you planned prior to getting the job. That right there, that is the most idiotic shit I ever heard in my life. I hate when people say, well, I applied for this job, but I had already scheduled like 2 weeks off. How the fuck do you schedule your vacation, but you ain't even got a fucking job yet? How do you do that? I'm not understanding that. And then you come to the new job and the first thing you say at the table, when they say, okay, this is the job offer, you may go start on this day. Oh, I don't know if I can start that day because I got a vacation planned.
Right.
And at that point, if it was me, I'd be like, well, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. You have a good day. Yeah, I'll just call the next person in the room. You can take your vacation. You got ample time for it.